It's Monday at the OSA, and right now it's time for me to torment Eli. So Eli's just doing what he normally does. On Mondays, he goes through and does the big displays. He's got the double 220s, and he's got the water box 180 Peninsula. So right now, Eli, what are you doing?
I'm gravel vacuuming this tank here. I'm doing about, 30% water change in all these three big tanks. They get one once a week. They get their plants changed out just to keep them nice and pristine for you guys' viewing pleasure.
One of the things he gets into is different types of products that we get into. So first of all, what you see is he's actually going through and he's doing all the sand on the bottom, right? He's going through his gravel vacuuming that and he's picking out the different types of sand. One of the bigger things we get into is the right amount of product. So what type of products does it take to keep your tank clean? A lot of people come in and they see the tanks are so clear. How do they get it that way? Well, it's just picking out the right products. Besides him doing the gravel vacs and doing the water changes, one of the things we get into, depending whether it's freshwater or saltwater, the freshwater is a heterotrophic bacteria made by Fritz, the Monster 360. The reason I like the Monster 360 is it's a heterotrophic bacteria that breaks down a lot of the excess waste. Now in the service field part 2, this is one of the bigger products that we use in the service to really help get as much out of the filtration as possible so the waste breaks down and the filter can pick up all that. So that goes into our micron socks or into your canister filters and goes from there for biological filtration. The next thing is overall water clarity. So what are we gonna do then? We use top 3 products of pretty much the Max Out line, whether it's the Max Out Pro or the Max Out OG. And the reason I like the Max Out is it's an all-in-one medium. It's got a phosphate remover in it, it's got a scavenger resin in it, and it's got a carbon. The next thing I really like is just overall scavenger resins. Scavenger resins are probably one of the most unrated products that are out there in the entire aquarium industry. Carbon's great, but carbon's not gonna solve all your problems. Scavenger resins really go through and take out all the impurities. These are also great for anyone that has tanks with a lot of wood. And you can see this tank behind Eli that he's working on. It is loaded in spider wood. And to pull out those tannins is not the easiest thing to do. Anyone that's ever had a lot of wood in their tanks, it's actually one of the things that drives a lot of people nuts is how hard it is to pull the tannins out. Overall water changes will help you, but you can use a scavenger resin like this inside a canister, inside your sump, or even on your hang-on back, and this will pull out so much of the tannins. And this also does overall water clarity as well. And just going over it like on the woods, brushing down the woods, he's going through sifting all the sand, and you might not think gravel vacs and sifting sand matters. It extremely matters. That's the only way you're gonna pull out those heavy organics inside there. One of the things is I'll get questions like, hey, I have a lot of nitrates in my tank. I'm doing water changes. Why are the nitrates not going down? Well, there's a lot of excess organics being hidden somewhere. So either they're being hidden inside the gravel or they're actually in the sump or the canister filter. So you can do that water change, but if you have a lot of that excess waste somewhere else, you're not really taking that out of the tank. So just keep that in mind. And for more OSA tips, make sure you follow Eli right out here on the OSA. Keep it fresh, baby.